This is Bible News.
Thank you, John. It is a great privilege to be here with you guys tonight. I want to take the next few moments and share a tiny snippet of the life of one of the most influential people, aside from Jesus, in the Christian movement. We know him as Paul. Originally, he was born as Saul from the city of Tarsus. He was a Roman citizen and a highly educated Pharisee, and he felt that the Christian movement as a whole was dangerous, and because of that, he was actively persecuting them. He went as far as imprisoning them and forcing them to leave their homes, and was actually present at the stoning of the first martyr, Stephen. But everything changed one day as he's on the road to Damascus, actually to imprison more of these believers. He was suddenly struck down by a blinding light, and he heard this voice from heaven saying, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" To which he replies, he says, "Who are you, Lord?" He already knew. But the voice replies back, he says, "I am Jesus, the one that you are persecuting." So for the next few days, Saul's left blind, but Jesus had already given him instructions, and he said, "I want you to go to Damascus, and I want you to find Ananias and have him pray for you." Meanwhile, Jesus is already paving the way, working on Ananias in these visions. And Saul finds Ananias, and Ananias lays his hands on Saul and says, "Saul, the one that you were persecuting, has sent me to you so that you can see again and receive the Holy Spirit." And as Ananias prayed for Saul, scales suddenly began to fall from Saul's eyes, and he could see again. The next thing Saul did was to be baptized. From that moment on, Saul was completely transformed, and he spent the rest of his life sharing the gospel. And he also began to use his Roman name at this point as Paul, and he uses it as he begins his ministry. Paul dedicated the rest of his life to preaching the message of the gospel, traveling across the Roman Empire, preaching in cities and villages and synagogues on 3 different missionary journeys. He faced constant hardship and beatings, imprisonment, shipwrecks, hunger, rejection, but he never gave up. Probably one of the greatest contributions to Christianity, though, is his letters. These are called epistles. These letters were written to early Christian churches and leaders, really to offer guidance, to offer encouragement, to offer correction. In these writings, Paul emphasized ideas like salvation by grace and faith through Jesus, love, forgiveness, unity among believers. And additionally, he also helped developed key leaders in the first century church, such as Timothy and Titus and John, Mark, and Luke. Although all of this, in the end, he ended up dying at the hands of Nero by beheading. But this legacy that he left has created huge impacts down through the ages. So I want to thank you tonight for tuning in. Again, just a quick snippet in the life of Paul. But thank you for tonight, and God bless.
This is Bible News.